Welcome back, everybody,
to another JS drop from this dot. We're feeling musical today because we have on Jerry Hogan, software engineer and resident musician at this dot labs, who will talk about props and reactivity in SolidJS, destructuring props, and functions like mergeProps and splitProps. Like and subscribe for more JavaScript content. Let's get started.
Hi guys, my name is Jerry Hogan. I'm a software engineer from Nigeria, and today I'll be talking about SolidJS props reactivity. And before I go on, I would like to tell you how I was able to create my project from SolidJS Starter Kit provided to us by this dot. So all you need to do is to run this command yarn create at this dot slash starter. So when you run this command, it installs certain things. Then it gives you an option of the kits that are available via the starter kit. So what we're interested in is SolidJS Tailwind, right? Since we're dealing with SolidJS at the moment. So what you need to do is just to select that, then probably your project name, SolidJS demo, and then it creates the project for you. Now this project has a lot in it. It has the MSW for mocking your APIs for your tests, and also mocking API for your storybook. It also has storybook installed, so you don't need to install storybook. And of course, it has Vitest installed, so you could easily write your tests and all that. And you could just CD to the project and SolidJS demo, then run your command. Yeah, it should be installing all the packages. So that's that. So that's what I did, and I came up with this setup. Um, I came up with this setup right here. So, and this is the UI it presents us, which what we were using for the demo. All right, so let me backtrack to what it was before now. Yes. So before now, it's just a basic increment and decrement. So what we are talking about is SolidJS props reactivity, and we'll be comparing with that of React. Now, what we could do is to manipulate this component so that we could pass props into it, right? So let's deal with this component a little bit so that we could pass props into it and return this. So let's see if we still have our stuff intact. Good. So straight up to where it is being implemented. Okay, right now I'm passing a props into it. Props name is count. Then the value is this. Now in React, you could just destructure, right? In React, you could just destructure, and let's take out this. We're not interested in that. And you could just say count, right? Then this. But it tells us that the structuring component breaks SolidJS reactivity. So SolidJS tells you that when you destructure a component, it breaks its reactivity. So this is what it's trying to tell us. So when we refresh this page and we do try to increment, it's happening, but it won't happen, unfortunately, right? So there are other ways. You can decide to do the other way, which is props, and say props.count, and we refresh. You can see the increments went to 8 because we clicked on this guy 8 times. Now let's refresh. Let's go back to where it was. Now we're using props.count here, and we try to increment. It works, right? So destructuring actually removed the reactivity. Now, this is a good idea, but what about the idea when you want to have a default value per se? So I could say, in case count is undefined, I want it to show 23, right? If it's undefined. Now, assuming I don't have count here, it's going to show 23, right? Let me refresh. Okay, now, this is great. It still works, but it looks ugly. So SolidJS came up with few ways we could actually work with our props. Um, we have mergeProps, we have mergeProps, and we have splitProps. Now, this is where mergeProps comes in. mergeProps allows you to create a default value for your properties. So how do we do that? Const merge, it could be any name, equals to mergeProps, right? Then it takes the initial value is an object of your props, and we're dealing with count, followed by um, props, right? Okay, this guy shouldn't be here. Anyways, okay, now we have this. Hmm? Oh yeah, shouldn't be. Should be here, my guy. Good. Okay, now we have this. So let's do merge count. It tells us count is not defined based on what is happening here. So we could just give count a value here, then we take out this, and we still have our 23, right? Okay, what if, let us take it back to 0, as I said before. Our reactivity is going to be intact, of course it is, right? Pause. Okay, let's pause. Count and count. Okay. All right. So giving a value, default value of 1. All right. So here we are. So if count doesn't have a default value, let's backtrack a bit. mergeProps gives you the ability to have a default value. So there is no way if I increment it, it will show because there is nothing to, there is no property being passed. So the value is just static. So let's give it back its value, which is our count, right? So this is only effective when there is no default, when there is no value, right? So now our reactivity is still intact with mergeProps, and that is that for mergeProps. So mergeProps gives you the ability to create a default value, and of course, we could do another default value like text count. Okay, that's like that guy's supposed to be a string anyways. So let's give it a text string. And so So merge dot text, right? Counts, right? So whatever. So it depends. So if we decide to, we don't want count as the default value. So let's say the text should be counter, right? So it changes. And if we choose not to have this, it holds on to the default value, which is counts, right? Okay. Now over to splitProps. SplitProps is similar to mergeProps, but the difference is it comes with a different package. So let's go over to splitProps. So we're going to have a little bit of people angry with us here. So splitProps. Yep. So to create a splitProps, all you need to do is this. SplitProps. First is the props. First parameter is the props. Right. The second parameter is an array of the possible properties you're passing. So in this, we're passing count. And what else are we passing? Whatever we want to pass. Um, then local, and let's say others. We'll come to others later on. So local helps us to do this. Let's go back to our count. When we just do local count, we refresh, and we try the increment. It works. The reactivity is intact. Now, where does others come in? So, peradventure, you have something like style you want to pass. So, let's say you want to pass a style with, let's say, color, color red, and what else? Um, Background color yellow. I don't know why I'm choosing this, but okay. We have a background color yellow. What are you saying? Okay. Yeah, whatever. So we have a background color yellow. That's where others come in. So what you need to do is to spread others here, right? And we can see that here we have a background color. So any other thing, like if there are extra classes you want to add, let's say we want to add whatever others aside the props. If we're adding a class, let's say we want the class to be, let me copy this guy. Anyways, okay, text extra large, text um, to XL, what else? Font, fonts extra bold, and what else? So, so because this guy comes after the others should just come here. So in case you want to override some of the things that are, so that's what where others comes in. So if we can inspect this guy, um, we have the class which is 2XL and the font, of course, the styles, right? So if we actually took others before class, or if we put class after others, the spreading of others, then of course the last person on this row will override the class. So if we save it, you will notice this guy takes precedence, right? So so that is the major difference here. So reactivity in SolidJS to maintain its reactivity, you are not meant to destructure your props, right? Destructuring in SolidJS removes reactivity from the elements. Destructuring in SolidJS remove reactivity from its elements. Now, this also doesn't give you some of the things mergeProps does, like setting a default value, right? It doesn't give you that because there's no way you could set a default value from here except you do this. And right, but mergeProps also doesn't give you the ability to also spread other things that comes with the component. So it depends on what you want to achieve, and you could decide which you want to use for the component. Either you want to use split props or you want to use the merge props, right? So, and what else do we have? And that's that for the component and the props reactivity. So next time we will be talking more on SolidJS reactivity, and we can check on uh, our the project we created. So it is ready, and you can always you notice we have the same thing. So you could always create projects, and you don't need to worry about installing anything. We have everything configured. Um, your MSW, your mocking, storybook, and everything is intact. Thank you very much and have a great day.